do not watch this video. So why do you need to get better at doing nothing? Well, hold on for a minute. Why should I get better at doing nothing? I'm already doing plenty of nothing. In fact, the problem is I'm doing too much nothing. Shouldn't be I doing something instead? Well, there's actually two types of doing nothing in therapy exists, and one of them leads to great outcomes scientifically over the long run. So before we tackle that, let's understand that the world is going to hell. The climate change is happening. The progress so fast that it's hard to catch up. You have to work your ass off. The dating scene is immense. The job security, the AI overtake, the anxiety and depression is going up. Technology is ruining our brains. So what do human beings do when things don't go right? What they do is they go to coping mechanisms. They focus on coping mechanisms, and the coping mechanism is the certain things that we do when we are faced with difficulty in life. For example, when there is an exam in a week, and I should be preparing, but instead of in response, what we do is when we try to solve problems, we actually create a lot more problems. For example, when we have exams coming or deadlines coming, instead of focusing and doing more, we actually end up doing something different, like something more dopaminergic. So that creates more problems. So the coping mechanisms are the things that we do to manage our emotions, negative emotions, when we are faced with uncertainty and obstacles and difficulty in life. The first kind of coping mechanism is emotion-focused, emotion-based coping, which science says that this is the worst kind of coping mechanisms, which actually in the long run leads to poor outcomes in life. Because think about it. When there's a negative, unpleasant environment around you, instead of fixing that environment, what you try to do is you try to fix your internal emotional state by using something pleasant, dopaminergic, and quick rewarding, or emotional suppression. You try to fix your negative emotions instead of fixing the problem itself, which by using social media, by distracting yourself, by if you're playing video games or watching pornography and all that kind of stuff. And it creates all kind of problems in our lives. And they get, and there was a concept that the cost of not doing something important actually increases over time, that it's not going to cost us the same amount today as much amount as today when it comes tomorrow or later. Like renewing something is much more easy than dealing with something that has expired. So at best, with this coping mechanism is we get nothing, and nothing changes. At worst is we are more hangover, we are more less motivated because we lost this negative fuel, because negative emotions exist for a reason. They serve to drive us forward in life. They give us a sense of direction. They play evolutionary important role in our lives. And we lose all that motivation, and we just end up ignoring our problems. Or we been procrastinating on our problems, and we already forgot a lot of stuff that we learned a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier. So this is emotional based coping. The second kind of coping, the B tier type of coping, is problem solving. So it's a standard coping mechanism. So when we are faced with a problem, instead of we just try to tackle it, which also science says that it leads to better outcomes in the future. Like a lot of people who are problem solving oriented are better off in life. But there is a catch that not all kinds of problems are possible to solve. There are problems that are impossible, and which reminds the Dr. K said the story about a patient who has had liver cancer. It is terminal liver cancer, and the patient was dying. Basically, you cannot save him. He had 1 month left, and what his family did is bring food to him, because he needs to keep his body strong to fight back. But it was all hopeless, and at the time for the doctor it seemed very absurd. But one thing that he missed is that it's very important to do the psychological impact of doing things that are futile and trying to solve problems that are impossible. Because this is the difference. This makes actually the big difference. The big difference is learn how to solve, how to not give up and keep trying to solve impossible problems. Because what they do is trying to solve impossible is when we face problems that are impossible, what usually happens is the cognitive bias at play. Like I will never be able to date, I will never be able to find a successful job, I will never be financially independent. These problems can seem impossible because we are in the bias, and the most important thing, the biggest mistake in this situation that you can do is to give up. So never fall short of giving it a shot, giving difficult, impossible problems a shot. And lastly, we come to the best tier of coping mechanism, which is actually doing nothing. In psychotherapy, it is called cognitive reframing. So cognitive reframing is learning how to think, learn how to view your problems in a new light, learning how to think that I think changing the way we view the problems, our problems. For example, there is what differentiates from the degenerates from successful financial doctors or every high performance is that the way people view setbacks in life, the difference between setbacks and failure. Failure is determined at its end point of your journey. What's the way successful people view the failures as setbacks is just a step, a learning step towards eventual success in life. Because think about the best learner, the best teacher is your failures. And also science says that the way you see breakups, when you see breakups as something that final, that you won't be able to find love again, and you just stuck and you end up losing all the hope, versus someone who sees breakup as a learning. At least I learned something, at least I know how to deal with it the next time. Deal with it the next time. Those people tend to show the better outcomes later in the romantic life. They do bounce back faster. The way it is important to focus. Humans, how can we do the cognitive reframing is by looking at we human beings think in patterns, and the way we can do that is by awareness, being aware of the patterns that we think, and try to nudge it in the more positive way. It's like the cognitive reframing is pushing the boulder up of the positive thinking and hopeful thinking, which is hard. Man, it's hard.